So here we go into the observatory. Let's put my gear down, stick the light on, see what we're doing. Right, first step, open the shutter. Do this with the lens cap on, just in case anything drops from the roof there, drops of water or insects or whatnot. Next, I need to take these off, which is easy with two hands. There we go. Let's open the laptop. I'll switch this on. You might have noticed the mount moved a bit there, but that's not important. Trick this into booting up because it's old. So now that's on the way up. I need to turn the flash off. So this is the Raspberry Pi, which we saw before, and this is the screen I'm using to interact with it, which is just a laptop connected with an Ethernet cable. I use the Ethernet cable because it eliminates any Wi-Fi latency going to the house and back again. So the first thing to do, now that we've got the roof open and the scope on, is connect to the scope and the cameras, which you heard there, the filter wheel. We can check everything's connected with these green lights. So everything's connected, and we can just stow that screen. That's a screen to manage the drivers for all the hardware. So next, I've been looking at some targets while I was in the house. So here we're pointing north. Let's move and see if we can find Cassiopeia. So let's look east, and then we'll go up. Here's Cassiopeia. And I was looking at the targets in Cepheus. So one of the good things about the software that I'm using is it downloads an all sky image. As you zoom in, it increases the resolution, so it gives you a good idea of what any image may eventually look like. This square, the rectangle on the screen, is actually my field of view with the camera and telescope combination that I'm using. Switch to my other hand so that I can centralize this target. You saw the image moving there because it's tracking the it's not tracking the sky at the moment. So what I would like to do is center on this star. So when it's picked up a star, I can center on that star, and that's framed up that target quite nicely. So now I'm going to go to this screen, which is a scheduling screen, and I can type in my image, my target name, and all I'm going to do is add the coordinates from the screen's center. Into the scheduler, and there I've selected a sequence which will take 2 10-minute exposures, one with hydrogen alpha and one with oxygen 3, and we're going to do 12 runs. So there's 24 images scheduled, on those particular coordinates. Now I'm not going to start that sequence just yet because I want to focus the telescope, so let's do that. Let's just move to this nearby bright star. We'll unpark and then we'll go to, the scope should start moving. And as it's moving, obviously I can see, because that star's near my target, I get a good idea of where the dome needs to be, so let's move that round. Back a bit. And you can see there the weights are almost horizontal, so I'll probably be able to track for about an hour before I have to come out and help it through its meridian flip, which can be a little bit, which will always result in having to move the top of the dome. So now we're here, let's turn the light off and we'll take some images to focus. So first thing to do is actually we'll do the alignment routine. So this is going to take an image on with the luminance filter, which is here. It's just come in, and it's going to plate solve that image and adjust its positioning to center the coordinates of the bright star that we selected previously. So it's worked out where that image is in the night sky. It's moved the telescope and tried to center the bright star, taken another image, which it's doing now, and then it's repeating the process. So I've just heard it move very slightly. You should see the next image will come in there, and the star is quite well centered. It'll probably be good enough. It may want to do one more. No, it's fine. So it's come back. You can see the error, 17 arc seconds, and that didn't take very long at all. So that's the plate solving aspect of this piece of software. Very, very useful. So now we're on that star, we can go to the camera and we will just loop 3-second hydrogen alpha images, and I'll put I know the star's centered now, so I'll put the Bartonov mask on. Not me, on the scope. So that Bartonov mask is just going on like so. It's a little bit tatty, sorry, you can see that. So the Bartonov mask is on. Let's see what the image looks like. So these are 3-second images, and let's zoom in. So that one's a little bit shaky, but we should get some steadier ones. And what we can see, what we're looking for, is this horizontal line should be halfway between the oblique diagonals, and you can see it's too high. So we need to adjust the focus. So there's no real way of knowing which way is the right way to go. It looks like I've chosen the right way, and that looks pretty good to me. So that's good enough. Okay, so that's us focused, and the next step is to start the scheduler, which we'll do now. That's good, and we will go to the scheduler. That's the last image coming in, and we'll just hit start. Let's see what happens. And now the telescope is plate solving on those coordinates. It is the yellow rectangle that you see that I'm just centering with the other field of view indicator, and this is the image we should be acquiring. So let's just go and see what's going on. It's just finalizing its position. So you can see it's just starting the guiding procedure, which is on this tab, and what it's doing is it's selected automatically a guide star, and now it's running through a calibration procedure. Once that's complete, you should hear the filter wheel start. It will move to the hydrogen alpha, which is the first filter it will use, and then it will begin the sequence alternating between hydrogen alpha and oxygen 3. So I'll just turn the light off and then I'll move the dome to ensure that I get as long as possible before I have to come outside again. So I'll just do that now. So here we are back inside in the warm. Brought my beer in as well. This is the view of the Pi in the observatory. So I'm just remoting in on my laptop. And again, this is just a view of the screen that the Pi would display if it had a monitor connected, which it doesn't. So what we can see is the schedule is running. The first image is being acquired, so it's a 10-minute image. There's no image yet, but you'll see it there. This is the guide graph in the bottom right. It shows you the guiding errors, and this is the guide star that we can see being held still or being recentered by the software sending commands back to the mount. So we will come back in a few minutes when the first image comes in, and I'll see you in a minute.